live. Make sure chat. Let us know if the sound is good. Yep. Well, let's get into it. Let's get started. This is Grown Women Gaming episode. What is this? 243. Here with the usual suspects. Well, -1. Lady couldn't be with us today, but hopefully she'll be joining us next week. So yeah, let's just jump right into it since we're a little bit late. What y'all been playing? I mean, you want me to go first, or
I can go.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so what I've been playing is still a ton of Pokemon, and I know I keep talking about this game, y'all, but on the real, I don't know another game that. Oh man, you don't have up my footage. I'm sorry, I gotta call you out.
Oh, my bad. Oops.
I'm
sorry. I'm so sorry. I can probably fix that.
Yeah, cause see, I remember all the slander I was getting in the chat about how I ain't streamed, I didn't record no footage.
Yeah,
which is true. Boogie. You supposed to be in a stream 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I be up here just waiting in my morning routines. I be waiting for it during the day.
I don't never stream in the morning like you, so I don't know what you're waiting for in the morning.
I remember us having this conversation. It's not 6, it's 6:45.
6:45.
You know what? Because of that, time's right. I'm gonna put ladies gameplay up here. Because Lady is not here today, so I'm putting her gameplay up here. Just to mess with Boogie. Just to mess with Boogie.
I hate you. That's fine. That's all right. Next week when it's my turn, please put my footage.
I got you. You know I got you.
Anywho, so I've been playing Pokemon a ton, and they have like, I don't know if you guys know, but each month they release like a month's worth of activities. It's not even like a 6-month, roadmap. Like every month they're like, these are things that are happening this month, and they'll have like special days or special Pokemon are out, all kind of events. So I don't know, I'm like taken back because I'm just like, I don't know another game that really is like, I guess, making sure they have a bunch of activities, right, for the community. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. I haven't played any Fortnite, actually. I mean, my birthday was Wednesday, and I took off, and I basically played I don't know why I keep calling Harry Potter, but Hogwarts. Started playing Hogwarts Legacy, and just like I knew it would, it's kind of taken over my life. So,
right.
Yeah.
And, anything else?
I mean, it has its problems and stuff like that, but we'll talk about that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
So, anything else, or is that it? So, CHAREECE, what about you?
Y'all already know
we know
what I played this week.
Yeah. You got through it though.
I got through that Dead Space challenge. That I just want to point out again. I have no idea how I got challenged, because for once.
What do you mean you have no idea
how you don't know? Like you was on every episode.
I feel like it was coming since before
I was being
my turn.
good. I was not calling nobody out. I was not making.
You weren't?
There's no proof of me calling anybody out.
We got receipts. We got receipts.
I'm pretty sure there is proof, because I'm pretty sure when they were trying to decide if it was me or you.
Facts.
You went on ahead and threw me under the bus.
That's it.
Pretty sure you kicked me under the bus.
Unless you can give me the episode number, that did not happen.
Nah, it was in the chats.
Okay, so that's so far buried back. We'll never know.
Okay.
Anyway,
see how she is?
Yeah.
It's broken
anyway,
so we'll never
right
be able to find it. Yo, don't make me go change clothes now. I will rock my Slytherin.
Go get her robes.
Okay. But back to Dead Space. First of all, after playing 8 hours and some change, I probably want to say I played like 8:30, maybe 8.5 hours, give or take. I can officially say that I hate this game. I don't even know how else to put it, and I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm not saying, because it's a beautiful game. It's a technical masterpiece, whatever. I play it on PC with my Xbox controller.
The updates look real good.
It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I was so I hated it because it was just like you can see that shit popping. I didn't want to see that shit popping.
Right.
I would rather have 360 graphics for this game.
Yeah.
Because I thought about like upping the brightness on it if I could see everything. That would, but I figured that might have been cheating. So
I didn't do like, low brightness. I did do a little bit higher when I did mine.
Yeah, like just enough to see it, but then one shade lighter.
Right.
But like this, like I wouldn't mind reading the story on this, but playing it is something totally different. Too many jump scares because I like when that thing reached out and grabbed my leg and like drugged me through the hallway. Fuck
that was
no.
wild.
Nah, boo.
That was the last night, right?
That happened twice.
Yeah. Oh, it happened twice.
The last night, and then I think on the second night. Because again, you don't know when that stuff is gonna happen, but like I just know it's gonna happen. But more shout out to the people who love that game. Like, more power to y'all.
Yeah, it definitely is funny because when I watched your game, I was just like, you could totally tell the people left that studio and made Callisto Protocol.
And see, I remember y'all saying that in the chat.
Yeah, I mean, it was so like the game you played was so similar to the game I played. I mean, just
the
like
stomping, like the position of the camera.
You happen to go get the stuff on the wall for your health.
The UI was similar.
Upgrade from the little boxes. I mean, it's so similar. The only thing that's different is literally the characters and the story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but otherwise, mechanically, it's like the same game.
Yeah.
So I felt for you because I was like, this is the same shit I played. So I know.
Well, then you know,
she going through it.
I think Callisto Protocol also had the deaths. Like they put a lot of time in like their death animations.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
There was so many different ones, So
when I died, it was pretty gruesome. Like
because like sometimes your heads get chopped off. Like these things are attacking you, and I'm like, there's puzzles. Well, not necessarily puzzles, but like stuff you got to get from one side of the room. You got to take it over here. It's
the battery.
That battery issue was like, and so after a while, I got going between anger at this damn game and the scaring, like the frustrating. Like some stuff was just like, why are you doing this? Like what? How many? Why y'all only got one breaker per like 4 rooms? What is going on here?
Yeah, that is kind of.
I was like, I think about the third night, I was like, let's just crash this ship into the ocean and call it a day. But I guess that wouldn't have been the game.
Yeah, true. So, like, all right, y'all good.
Deuces.
Right.
So I did my 8 hours, which I am proud that I did, and hopefully I never have to do again, ladies. Never again.
No, one more game.
No, you at least got to do one more.
Oh my god.
I mean, I feel like this just don't keep going around.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, lady turned next, so we gotta pick something good for her butt.
Oh yeah, that's real. Do we already know what we picking for lady? Have we talked about that?
I think we was talking about Resident Evil the remake, but we weren't really sure. So
to me, that's not scary enough for lady. Lady plays scary games, so we gotta like gotta find something.
I don't know now, cause she don't like games with bugs in it.
That's the one. We got to find some game with some roaches in it.
Yeah.
Some spiders or something that's gonna crawl.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
Plotting, y'all hear us? We plotting on lady.
Right. If y'all have suggestions,
yes,
let us know.
Yes.
We need games with creepy Carlies.
Yeah, for lady. And then of course I dipped a little bit in Genshin because I'm trying to level up my characters for the next update. Other than that,
do you know when the next update is? Do you know what date?
Oh god, what is? They just had their. It's in 5 weeks. No, 4.5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
They do an update every 5 weeks.
Cool.
So.
Cool.
But other than that, I'm good.
Well, for me,
damn girl, good.
Right?
No, I still you can hear it.
Yeah.
It's right there.
For me, as far as like what I've been playing, kind of this the game that's being shown here, I completed Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh wow.
Which was very good. I enjoyed it. Story, whole 9. The gameplay, the puzzles, like everything. Everything was I loved it. I absolutely loved that game. And so, I definitely want to do a second playthrough because there's some, as you play it, you come across these doors that you can't open yet. And so I definitely gotta have to do another playthrough just to kind of get. I want to get all the like unlocks and things that you can get in the game. So that and the other game has been Hogwarts Legacy, and that's definitely one of our topics for today. So we'll get into it a little bit later. But first, I want to ask you all about Nintendo Direct. So did you all get a chance to check out what was, if you even if you didn't watch it live? I know at last minute I was going to watch it, but last minute I couldn't. So I want to kind of get an idea of, did you all get a chance to watch it? And
I did. I went back and watched it.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. Go first. Go first.
Yeah. Just really quickly, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. I see a couple of our usuals. So, the Zinc, El Tug, back in the dead. What's up? I missed you. We'll try to get you later. For me, I pretty much fell asleep until Zelda was being shown. I mean, it was just like, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. Then Zelda was shown, and I was like, all right, let me pay attention to a little more, because like we've seen a few little things, but this seemed to be a little bit more gameplay and whatnot oriented. So I'm excited. It seems like very similar to more of a open world RPG type game. I'm hoping that this time around they don't do the weapon breaking shit that they did last time, because for me, like, I know I would spend that money and then get frustrated and put it down. So I'm really hoping that they listened to the community and like went away from that. So I didn't see anything that indicated that was going to happen.
Yeah,
but
or a way to at least repair them. Like, I don't know. That was my biggest gripe about that game too, especially when I love Zelda. Like, that's, I love that franchise in general, and for them to just kind of put that in the game.
I remember that they said that you could repair, but you had to be at certain locations to be able to repair, and you had to have like all the stuff. So for me, like, to fix that, if you're gonna do something like that, at least make it to where you have like a portable like mechanics table or some shit like that, where you can repair wherever. Because like I said, if I'm stuck in the forest, not near anything, I'm fighting people and my shit breaks, I'm gonna be pissed. Especially because you spend so much time leveling up a certain weapon, and for it to just be gone is like real shitty. So I don't know. Did they give a date? Because I can't remember.
Yeah, they did. I think May 12th is a date that they gave. Yeah, May 12th.
That's cool.
For a birthday.
I mean, my Switch just sit here, so you need something.
So what's I mean, outside of just though, because you mentioned Zelda, obviously. You said you was kind of asleep. Like, the rest of it was. So what would you grade it? How would you grade the show?
Probably C-.
Oof.
Because like, even with like the Mario Kart, like, it's still, again, like, we just bring back old maps.
Like, it's still
I'm
Mario
just
Kart
like,
8,
man, y'all like just squeeze every little drop out of here. Like, why? I don't know. Maybe it's like.
But then they announced like a new stage and a new character, right? So, well, not really new. And that character's not really new per se. It's kind of like a clone character, but aren't they all, like, to be real?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, when I think about it, it's like, what do I want from them? Because it's Mario Kart, but at the same time, I feel like they're very much hindered by their system, which I've heard rumblings, which I swear every Nintendo Direct, they're like, oh, we might see the next Nintendo Direct on this one, or the next Switch on this Nintendo Direct, and it comes and goes, and we don't see shit.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's,
I'm not sure.
And I actually hate that that's kind of like a rumor that's out there, because you're right. It's like every single Direct they're talking about, what is it called, a Switch Plus, and this. It's like, come on, And what's interesting, they came out with the what is it, the OLED?
Yeah.
And I'm like, technically maybe that's what that was rumored to be, and that's it. And so people still kind of gravitating to something because they're not 100% satisfied with that hardware update. But it's like, what do you expect? It's a Switch. Like,
I know, because it's like, it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you're just like, the IPs that they have, do they really need more hardware to be able to play them?
No.
But then it's like, y'all only focus on the same IPs, and y'all have so many more IPs that you could put money into. But I don't know, that's probably across the board in the industry that we're seeing the same thing happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So-
that takes me back because it's like the nostalgia, right? I love nostalgia, and I'm able to harken back to like when I was younger and I played all these older IPs. But at the same time, like I'm an adult and I want to play mature titles.
Right.
I want stuff that's catered toward me, and that's why I value new IP. So yeah, I do. Sometimes I do wish that Nintendo would kind of go in that direction, like because we grew up with them, like what I mean. That's just it's just the nature of it. But they really haven't grown up with they haven't met us along the way. They still cater to a certain demographic, and I think that's just Nintendo, right? Like, and it's a cash cow for them.
You see, Zing is saying that they're talking about $70.
Yes, they update all their prices have been increased. To
why they updating their prices? Y'all not giving us updated nothing.
They ain't changed anything, right? Like, okay, so in Nintendo Direct, go ahead, Charisse. Is there anything you want to say about Nintendo Direct? I mean, first of all, let me get your opinion. What did you think? Go ahead.
I got a couple of games, of course, the Metro Prime remaster.
Okay, there we go.
That brings me back. Like that was my jam back in the day.
Yes, GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Banta Kaitos, the remaster 1 and 2.
Yes.
Oh my God!
I couldn't believe that.
Some memories. I was like, oh,
this is what I'm talking about with the nostalgia thing. It's like, but we've already played all this.
Yeah, multiple times. Restarted. Still got the disc right now in my
That's
game
right.
little case. And I'm probably gonna get that too. There was one other thing. Let me look through this list real quick. But like those two were it for me. Like top tier. Like I know I don't need them because I already got them. I already played them, and most likely have already beaten them. But most likely, if I want to knock the dust off my game,
your Switch,
I'm gonna have to play them, get them again.
Nice.
Also, and speaking of the pricing y'all were talking about, $70. Don't ever buy, believe it or not, don't buy from the Nintendo store because they never have their first party games on sale.
Yeah,
you might have to buy the physical
and doing it that way, or
get the physical version off Amazon or somewhere because then they might be on sale on Amazon. It's just a waiting game because Nintendo never has their first party stuff on sale.
Exactly. They rarely cut their
pennies
prices
for their rewards.
Yes.
Like their rewards is so janky.
Horrible.
It's not even funny.
Yeah, but it's like why change what's working for them? That's how they are.
That's how they get them parents who don't be paying attention.
Yeah. Like, I mean, so y'all touched on a few things that they kind of I was going to touch on, specifically obviously Metroid. Y'all know that Super Metroid from back on the SNES is in my top 5. I actually love that game. That's what got me into Metroidvania in the first place. So that's why I gravitate towards games like your Ori's and things like that, because they have that same, style of game. But if I had to grade this show, I would give it like probably a C, D. I was expecting to see more, something different, something new. I mean,
and see, I thought I was being harsh.
Yeah, how you give me shit about my C-?
Like,
because because after hearing y'all just talk about it, it made me realize it. Like, I was gonna say a B at first, but then after hearing, from y'all take, it's like I'm adjusting my score a little bit because you all are right. I'm not seeing it. It's not like they're showing anything super new and that we've already played these games. You see what I'm saying? It's not like what's new. Like, for real. Mm-hmm. We knew Zelda was coming. And it's good to know that they have a date. And it's going to be interesting to see the fact that, you got Redfall releasing on May 2nd. And then you got Zelda releasing on May 12th. So that's going to be interesting kind of in the industry.
Well, no. Because that's 2 different games geared towards
That's true. That's true. I mean, it is. It is two different platforms, 2 different types of game. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. The genre is very different.
I'm not getting Zelda, but like I'm just saying.
Yeah. Zelda, I'm buying. And it's sad because that nostalgia thing. I'm gonna buy Zelda. It's like it's no question. Same thing with Metroid. It's like I'm gonna get Metroid Prime remake. Like, and I'm like, I already played these games, but I still want them. And and another thing too that was announced at Direct was, what was it? The Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games you can pick up now. I thought that was cool. But I'm like, already played.
But we already played. We're different. We've already come up playing all this shit. So now it's like, okay, so now you gotta pay again to play all the shit you've been paid to play before. Yeah. That's what gets me. Like,
Yeah, and but see, that's the thing. It works for them though, because it's like, because you could think about, oh man, I love this game. Let me introduce this game to my kids, and let me show my other family members these titles that I thought were amazing when I was a kid.
Okay, what's the one Nintendo game you would buy regardless of how many times it's re-released?
Metroid. But that's just, I'm biased because of the fact that game, like I said, is in my top 5. Metroid, that series, those titles are like top tier for me.
You know what mine is?
What?
Paperboy.
Oh, that was a great game. I love Paperboy. Absolutely. But see, that's just it. Nintendo is brilliant, right? Because they tap into nostalgia, and we're blinded by nostalgia.
We are,
because we grew up playing games, so we're blinded by that game. I mean, you can almost know what you were doing when you played that game for the first time, or like what led you to playing a certain title. And so Nintendo, they tap into that. They just constantly just tap into that. Rarely releases anything new, but it works for them. And this is why them raising their prices to $70. It's like, everybody else is doing it. Like, what? I mean, what are we gonna do?
Y'all just be giving them all kind of passes.
I mean, everybody else does. Think about it. Nobody goes after Nintendo like they go after Microsoft and Sony.
That's facts.
Nope. You ain't hear nobody say shit.
But the thing,
there's
but
no
you know what?
Page,
but why?
There's no full page articles on IGN or Game.
You can't be mad at Mario.
Or anything
You can't be upset.
There's no exec interviews.
Right.
Where the exec interviews at for?
Right.
I don't even know who works at Nintendo.
Other than Bowser, Bowser.
And honestly, at this point, I just think he's a figurehead because his last name.
No, he's been with the company forever, and that's how they named the villain after him. He's been with the company.
I don't. What does he do? What does he do?
He's the owner. Well, I think he's the CEO now. I don't know exactly. President.
Right.
That's it, right? President.
So I don't know what he does.
That proves my point. Like,
somebody in the chat, let us know his official title, please. But
Nintendo could be run by a real life Mario. We would not know because they do not push the issue with them. We don't know what they do.
Right. The media just like, it's Nintendo. They do what they do. They do what they want.
It's Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
They toot their own horn.
That's it.
They go by their own beat of their own.
It's like we're so conditioned. Like we're gonna buy their games anyway. No, it doesn't even. They can do whatever they want. Like it doesn't matter. We're gonna buy their games. It's nothing they can do. It's nothing that the public perception is so. I don't even know what word to use here, but it's so ingrained. The public perception on, that's just Nintendo. It's so ingrained, and that's how we react to it. And this Nintendo Direct was lackluster, but we still like, but you can tell from just the discussion that we at least gonna buy a couple games out of there though. It was lackluster, but we spending money though. So
who's at fault here?
I mean, I do wish, after seeing Nintendo Direct and then coming off of seeing Microsoft's like Xbox's developer direct, it's like now I want Nintendo Direct to change, like the format of the show, the way it was done. I'm like, this is I'm expecting more now. Now we have more competition.
They're not giving you nothing. You gonna come in next time, it's gonna be the same shit.
Exactly.
It's gonna be,
hey, but a girl can dream, right? I can dream, right? So, but now I'm like, okay, so I'm with y'all. I'm giving it a C. It's C, kind of C minus, because I only stick out of that entire direct only like 2 things, and maybe I may get 1 Game Boy Advance game. That's it.
I ain't buying that shit. I'm telling you, y'all know how I am. It's very rare you're gonna get me to buy a remake or anything like that. Like,
right.
I paid you already, sir.
Yeah, we've already played those games, y'all. I mean, like I said, I feel like we're no longer their target audience. We've already played those titles. But
then who is their target audience? Because they're getting us they waiting for that nostalgia for us to rebuy these games. My daughter is not finna buy Metroid. She don't care nothing about no Metroid.
Yeah, they don't. The young kids be like, "What is this? What is this?
What is this?" First of all, it's too hard for her. No offense to my daughter.
Oh, it's not that hard. Come on.
Yes, it is.
They are. For one, they're not used to those games.
Yeah,
like
they're not gonna go run back and forth trying to get to unlock that.
The games we had were literally puzzles. We had to learn how to play games with puzzles. They're like, nah, I grew up with Roblox.
Thank you.
Point A to point B. That's it.
That's it. Like how the side scrollers were and how you had to do everything just so, or you had to go all the way back. They're not used to that.
Oof.
Dang, man, y'all hurt my heart a little bit. Y'all hurt my heart a little bit.
I'm just saying. She gonna play the first 2 missions and be like, I'm done.
Right.
Dang.
That shit better be on the arcade for free. Or they not playing it. I'm for real.
Okay, so
my kid be like, the damn Power Wash Simulator is one of her fun games, and she like, how?
That's a Zen game though. You just can chill and that's a Zen game though. Like legit, you could just do nothing. You can turn your mind off and just clean. Like it's a Zen game. But anyway,
what you need to turn your mind off at 12?
Fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, she would have to give us a review. Like, what is it about the game? I don't know, child. I'm just saying, for me, I look at it as like that's a relax. To me, I've never played it, but it seems relaxing. Kind of like the lawnmower simulator, same. Like, you can just, I imagine.
I feel like these are low key games, hidden gems by John Deere. Like John Deere has
you trying to sell tractors?
Yeah, on the low,
right? Like don't you want to be a farmer when you grow up?
Like that's what I feel like, and I'm just like, right? No, boo, I get stuck behind them in traffic. I do not want to play this on my screen.
Y'all hilarious. Be funny if that like a lobbying thing, and it's like, oh yeah, we gonna make this game.
I'm serious. Like somebody need to do some digging in that. Who owns these games?
Right. Who's putting up the money?
Yeah, and so the last thing I want to mention about Nintendo Direct was Mario Kart, because I agree wholeheartedly in the fact that they still milk it 8, and this is called Wave 4, and it's a new stage and a character, and that's pretty much it.
You want to tell them like, yo, them titties is dry.
They milking it. Anyway,
they getting dust now.
Yeah.
But see, wasn't 8 basically just a remake of the one that was?
Yes. It's not been drastic upgrades at all. Like it hasn't been that drastic. So.
But then I start thinking, well, what do you want to see? Right. Yeah, right. Like obviously they're not going to put like Forza type cars or anything.
Right. Like so. I think that would be to me that would be what I would want. I would want to see a art style shift. Like a slight art style change, and in all new stages. That's it. Like that's what I would want to see from Mario Kart. It's like
I just want new stages. Like I'm tired of.
Well, they give you that.
Right? Like why
they give you that? Right?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. All these are remakes from other.
Yeah, all these is old stages. That's why I'm like.
I tried Nintendo. I'm sorry, I tried.
Like y'all not even giving us new places to play. Like y'all like, oh, we're coming out with season 4, but it's all old stages like that they've like revamped. I'd rather have you make a new stage, which is like, why can you not? What's preventing you from doing that?
Maybe they're working on something they just haven't announced yet. I mean, that's the only thing that could really. That's.
I mean, they could literally come out with a rabbit stage. We don't see those in there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, some of the co-games that they've done with Mario. Sure. Like, why not see that? Titles. Yeah.
They could do some Pokemon type stuff. Yeah, man. You're right. They could.
Please, you know what? They got this movie coming out. Why we ain't got a stage for that one yet?
Oh, wow. Yeah. All right. Moving right along. Y'all make some strong points, and, I largely agree. So let's go ahead and pivot to... We kind of touched on this a little bit last week about the state of games as a service games, GaaS games. Someone said something really clever on another podcast was GaaS is running out of gas. But so I want to get y'all thoughts on GaaS games. I know, for the most part, you have your your Overwatches, your Apex Legends, your stuff like that. So I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this because I mean I would consider this like a part 2 to our previous discussion. Because even this week we had like an update about other games. I mean I don't have the list here, but other games that are being, the servers are being turned off for them, right? So how do y'all feel about the whole? Do you think that there's an opportunity for GaaS games to kind of sustain in today's market? Because it seems like now every week there's been a new title that's shutting their servers off, and I feel like in a way, you have to think about game preservation and like what happens if, let's say we just talked about nostalgia, and hypothetically if they ever shut down Apex Legends, how would I ever get to show that game? Like, what was one of the games they talked about last week? It was Knockouts, something like that. Knockout Rush. Knockout City. Thank you. By that game being shut down, it's like now there's no way for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna share this with someone else, or I could tell someone else about this game, You
better take pictures of that mess because it's gone. I don't know.
Because I feel like Apex is kind of dying too.
I was gonna ask you about that because I know you play Apex. So
I haven't played it forever. Like nobody really wants to play anymore.
Yeah. Now
I think it's just because.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think it's because they haven't like done enough, right? Like how I talked about with Pokemon. Like it's like every month there's stuff happening. Like I think that these games as a service games, if you're gonna be a games as a service, follow what Pokemon is doing.
Yeah.
Because every month there should be things that are happening. Even if you aren't changing the game, there should be highlights of special things for you to do to get special rewards, right?
Yeah.
So that the player feels like there's a reason for them to be there. And I think that that's the biggest problem is that they have these seasons, but there's no like day of only shotguns, day of, pistol, or like, changing the map for a day, those type of things, to, keep people intrigued about the game.
Yeah, because I know they used to have these, new character, they put out a new character, but I think they kind of like, they've kind of pulled back on that. You're not seeing a new character every season.
Yeah, I was wondering
I haven't seen a new character in the last 2 seasons, I don't think. And that could also just be because will they have to move out characters in order to bring in more characters? And have they not gotten good reception about moving out characters? Because you have people who still play with the core, what was it, 8, I think? So I don't know. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I think Boogie's right when she's talking about that they don't have enough events or let you know what's going on. That's one of the reasons why I keep going back to Genshin.
Right.
Like I said earlier, they updates last 5 weeks. So every 5 weeks you get a new set of events, and they're completely different than the ones that you just had the last 5 weeks.
Right.
So
and that's the issue with what's the name too with Destiny. Like I'm not playing Destiny because they come out and it's like you got all this new stuff to do, but you're doing the same stuff in a different location. Like I don't want to keep doing the same stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's what caused me to retire from Destiny. Like I call myself retired.
You retire? You getting a pension?
I'm getting a pension, shawty. Like for real, I'm getting paid. You feel me? No,
right?
No,
that reminds me. Let me go ahead and get my pre-order.
No, when I say retired, meaning it's like I shelved the game. Like it's not something I'm like. They can release a new trailer. They can talk about a new gun. My interest is gone. Like it's one of those titles. Like I've completely switched to other games. Like I don't even desire to jump into it. I see something cool. Like I saw that trailer they had for the Game Awards. Like they had talked about like the little update they're doing for right around that time for the Game Awards, and it's still I was just like, oh, that looks cool, but it wasn't enough to kind of bring me back. I need to see something great, like in order for me to be like, I'm back in there. But it
And
just
see,
it's
that's
not
one of the
doing it for
problems
me.
I see also with games as a service. If it is too grindy, if it's
Yep.
if it's too hard to get the item that you want, there are other games out there
But
Mm-hmm.
see,
give it to you.
can't the same be said for open world? Like, cause
That is
go ahead.
no, because you got it's the same thing. Like that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing Valhalla. Like it was too much open world. Um, it's not the type of story that I was kind of wanting for that type of game.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. They got to find a happy medium, and Ubisoft hasn't found it yet. But hopefully they will soon.
Ubisoft, oof. Yeah, I mean, Ubisoft has been going through it, you know, and I know y'all heard this is one of the topics I was going to mention later, but since you mentioned Ubisoft, I go ahead and bring it up now, and it's because it is a games as a service game, and that's Division 2. Did y'all hear about this? The Division 2, they released an update or something, but they accidentally broke the game.
Yeah.
So now they had to delay it, like the next quote unquote see. I didn't even know people were still playing this. That just lets you know how out of the loop I am. But
It is a very heavily played game.
yeah, which is surprising. Like, because I mean, for me, it was great in the first couple months, but after that, you kind of taper off as new games come out over the course of the year. So, and this was one of those games. So, but they basically something happened with an update, and they broke the game, and so now they had to delay the update, like the season update or whatever, because they somehow accidentally broke the game.
And yeah, and they waited to the last minute to do this update or to test it or whatever, so they couldn't prolong the previous season. So right now they're like in this limbo where there's nothing going on and they can't start anything new. Like I don't even know if the game is even up and running in its physical sense right now, but they can't like bring the new stuff in yet. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it's to me that's a it's development, right? So I mean, these things can't happen, but at the same time it's like, man, there's supposed to be checks and balances for this type of stuff. Typically when a code goes out, there's several levels of approvals that you have to green like all of this for it to even actually reach
Right, because you're like, where was the QA?
Exactly. That's my point.
Where was the code review before the code got pushed?
That's it. Who approved this, basically?
Right. Because how was it? Because it's just very rare. Because just for those who don't know, right? Each developer typically has an environment on their machine where they write the code and they test it on their code
locally.
Then they promote it to a dev environment. They test it there. Then it moves to a model environment, which is supposed to mirror production.
That's right. She's speaking
That's
facts.
where the QA, that's where the QAs go in and they test it and they make sure that it's working properly. And then they're supposed to do a regression testing, which tests the entire environment before you promote to production.
So how did it miss
so that you don't just push it to production and it breaks everything. And I mean, things can happen, but typically not like this.
Yeah, this is.
They're usually like
massive.
little things that happen that get pushed through. So it's just like, how did y'all?
Yeah, and a game as big as the Division 2, like.
First of all, I like that little graphical flow chart thingy. It makes it sense, like how did so many people miss it? Because I'm sure there's like, and you're speaking in a singular sense, but I'm sure there's like multiple people doing that one job who should have checked this. And then I'm sure they have supervisors, and it's not like they were just working on this like the week before it was supposed to go live, and like the night it went live.
Because one of the parts that I missed was that it should be stakeholders also doing UAT before, so that all that is like signed off before you push. So like the business stakeholders have said, all right, everything looks good. The QA stakeholders have said, all right, this looks good. The devs have said this looks good. Then you push.
That's right.
Yeah. So there's I'm sure there's somebody's name on a form somewhere that says that they said everything was good, and they trying to figure out.
You can see the logs. You can see the commit history. Who did what? So, I would hate to be on that team this week.
Oh, yeah, they getting shit.
Yeah, they said they was working because apparently they discovered this bug last Friday, and they was working on it all weekend. But then they finally did an announcement on it Monday to say that, hey, yeah, we kind of screwed up, and like
Yeah.
the system's been down. Like, now this was Monday or Tuesday, and it had been down like 96 hours by that point. So I don't know. At one point Ubisoft was like my baby, but now that baby that's to murder somebody and you still love them, but you can't really say nice things about them.
Yeah, you wonder like what you really truly is, and I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago because we're just like they're very silent over there. So you wonder what is happening internally over there that these type of things are happening, because to me it very much smells like somebody who knew everything is now gone.
And that can happen because the whole knowledge transfer sometimes when we have, because layoffs been hit across tech all up, so they could be someone with an astronomical amount of knowledge that's no longer, like you said, no longer there able to do all these checks, or they had some sort of transfer that didn't get fully consumed properly by the right team.
Yeah.
And this is the result of that. That could very well
sometimes
be.
People are pissed and they won't divulge the knowledge.
Yeah.
So then you up shit creek. So I don't know. It doesn't bode well for them at all. I mean, their what I want to say, their confidence, their market confidence is very low. I think that even for them to put out a new game, a lot of your brand loyalty now is diminished. So how many people are willing to buy or willing to pre-order your game? How many people are willing to buy your game and initially when it first launched? Because it's like
you mentioned something that also stands out. It's like going forward, like the level of trust we saw this with Cyberpunk. It's like now that trust has been kind of tainted a little bit.
Right.
So, their next game, you might be like raising some eyebrows because you're concerned that, I don't know, Destiny 2, Division 2 wasn't all, up on.
I mean, I don't know. I was very happy with the Division 2 from Division 1.
From like a gameplay perspective?
Yeah. Just the way they did it, like it almost, for one thing, it felt more like it should have been DLC.
Was enough of
like it was a different city, but it definitely wasn't much of a leap. And then it seemed like things that they had done right in the first game were now wrong in the second game. So it was one of those things.
And you said that about DLC, and like one of the DLCs for Division 2 was going back to New York, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When was the last time y'all played this game? Because I haven't touched. To be honest, I haven't touched the Division.
It's been over a year.
I want to say it's been a good 6-7 months. I'll jump in it every once in a while, but they've changed so much in the game that it almost feels like a new game. Like all the builds and stuff that I had, like they work, but they are nowhere near where they need to be.
Yeah.
The exotics are different now, so like it's basically.
Look, I can tell you in our Discord chat on 11/26/2022, CHAREECE said I re-downloaded it. Wow. And then the next day, that was it, that she had done something. And we haven't talked in that channel
since then.
Right?
Yeah. Like I said, it's been a while. So I don't have the time to like relearn and go look up what I can look up builds. I just need to take the time to do it.
That learning curve to me has always been difficult when you have to actually kind of study outside of the game in order to understand what to do in the game. To me, it's like that. To me, that's a usability problem. Like you should be able. This is why we'll talk about Hogwarts Legacy in a moment. But this is why I like Hogwarts Legacy, because it teaches you everything in game. I don't find myself, let me go read 13,000 articles to figure out how I should construct something. It's all there, right there for you. So, that was always been my case with the Division is the fact that for me the guns always felt samey. I felt like I wasn't ever getting something that was astronomically better than what I was already had. And then when you get attachments, they feel like they weren't doing adding to the gameplay.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I wasn't getting rewarded for my time. For that game to be first of all, the content wasn't all that much, but I wasn't being rewarded. I feel like I wasn't being rewarded enough. It wasn't the experience between weapons weren't that wide, and yeah, it just didn't capture me like I was hoping that it would. I had a lot of expectations for that game coming off the first one. I'm like, yo, this should be way better than the first game. They had it was a nice graphical bump. The location seemed a bit interesting. It was varied from New York, but yeah, it's kind of sad to see. So it makes me worry about, well, what's next? Are they gonna do a Division 3? Like, I don't see them doing that. You know what I mean? I see them just kind of DLC in this, until they make it.
So the rumblings for the Division 3, it is not going to be the Division 3. It's going to be a free to play Division open world type thing.
You're killing me, man.
And like, this was like a year ago when it was first mentioned, and I haven't heard like that many rumblings since then. But like, this is where it was going. It was going to be an open world. It was going to continue the story of the Vision, but like, it was going to be more of a free.
And then 2 years later, the server's going to be turned off. This is what I'm saying with the GaaS game model. It's like, I feel like there's you're starting to see a shift here. People are gravitating towards these single player games. I mean, look at Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, the game takes you about 15 hours, but it has a lot of replayability in the gameplay plus mode. So you can continuously play it if you want to. Because we can, like, as far as community engagement, even with Hogwarts Legacy, I can talk with y'all while I'm playing my single player game. It doesn't prevent me from from engaging and talking about the world and stuff like that. So, it makes me wonder about that. So I'm starting to think about games like Sea of Thieves and Grounded and all of that. So, yeah. So Overwatch 2, y'all, how y'all feel about Overwatch 2? Y'all gonna play Overwatch 2? No. No Overwatch 2. Anybody in the chat? Like, even in the chat, is somebody gonna play Overwatch?
I don't know. I really don't see I don't see why there is an Overwatch 2. To me, it just felt like it was a money grab. Like, okay, you wanted to add, I guess, new maps. You wanted to add. Actually, I don't even know what else they added, because I'm still waiting on this single player portion of the game that still has not popped up yet. Apparently you have to rebuy your costumes. You have to, and like, I just feel like it was a money grab. Again, that's why the same thing. But
they breaking in. It's breaking in. It's doing well for them though. It's doing well for them. Like, they're,
hey, all crackheads need their crack. I
feel like it was more like one of those things though, because like, are you able to play Overwatch 1 still?
No,
I think they literally just
it was
moved.
just like they.
It's like Destiny.
People.
It's like Destiny. Yeah.
So all those core people that were in there were forced to migrate to Overwatch 2. So whether they wanted to or not, that's the game you now have to play. And I don't think that they did enough. It's the same maps. I mean, that's why I picked it up and put it right back down.
Yeah.
Because it's the same maps. You got to pay for everything all over again. And you didn't change enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean,
did we even get the black lady as a character?
Yeah, she was there.
Okay.
Yep. And pardon my rudeness, but we do have a super chat from Mr. Abacab72. This one's for you, Boogie. Go ahead and read it.
It's gone now, but he said, happy birthday, Miss LBOOGIE, fellow Aquarian. Then he went on to say that we're the best because they wrote a song about us. Who else got a song about them that ain't talking shit about them?
Scorpios.
It's talking shit about them.
Look here. Not all of us are crazy.
Wow.
We ain't crazy.
I don't know about that part.
We are the ocean flowing, okay?
Anyway.
All right, y'all, bring it back. So look,
you know she don't like that talk.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Hogwarts Legacy.
All right.
I'm digging this game. A controversy aside, of course, right? The controversy.
I want to start it by saying I in no way condone or agree with any of the talk from the author. As Cherise says, she who must not be named.
Yes. Okay. So as y'all know, in real life, I work for the library. We still have to promote Harry Potter and all of his things because, again, we don't censorship. We do not do that. You can come in and ask for anything and everything, and in my job, I will help you find it. I will help you find the correct information. Now, don't ask me for some bullshit, but I will help you find the correct information. So, when it comes to Harry Potter, we have taken the thing, she who will not be named, Lady Voldemort, anything of that nature. But we will not speak her name. We do not put her name on anything publication. At this point in time, Harry Potter is so far out there into the universe that we do not need to name her to talk about her.
It's bigger than the author now.
Yes, this universe.
And I feel like they really did put their best foot forward as far as trying to be very inclusive in this game.
Yes.
Yeah. And there are things that they didn't do right? And I feel like you're always going to have that nitpicking stuff. But I feel like for the landscape of games that we have played, and us here have played the Gambit, that this is probably the best in terms of accuracy, wanting to have characters that look like the cultures they're supposed to be representing. The fact that they don't use she, he pronouns for your main character, so that if you are a non-binary or any of the plethora, that you feel welcomed in this game. I feel like they really try to separate themselves from she who must not be named. I mean, most of the bad articles that I have read about it are from people who went into it not wanting to like the game, right? I mean, the one that I read from The Wired opened up with, "I didn't want to like this game."
That was
ended with, "I did not like this game." So I don't know. I know it's hot right now to, shit on this game, but I really feel like they really did a good job. Obviously there's issues, but just walking through the game, I mean, there's things,
that world,
just, right?
It's wild.
The world is humongous and it's so detailed, and you can go from different parts of the world, different sections, and almost never am I loading. Yeah, I mean, it may be like 1, 2, and you get to go.
Yeah, and you have to walk through the door.
The seamlessness. The different movements that are happening, all the different sounds that are happening. I mean, it has to be so much computation.
Oh my God, have y'all ran into, what's his name? Peeves?
Yeah, Peeves.
Peeves. Oh my God.
He's a problem.
Like, like I'm walking through the hallway and he just runs out the bathroom and scares a kid.
Right.
Like, that's straight out the book.
He is
straight
so a problem.
Oh yeah.
He gets worse. So get ready. Because I know Cherise, I know you're pretty early in the game. But like I'm level 20 now, and I'm really 21. And you know what's so interesting? Because you all know me. I don't even. Who said 21?
Yes,
21?
DELILAH is like the not.
Okay,
it's like the not the.
Okay,
the Harry
so
Potter
to be
fan.
real,
yeah.
Look,
DELILAH's not the Harry Potter fan. I'm
facts.
like, yeah, go ahead.
Like I don't even care about Potter.
She ain't watched none of the movies, y'all.
I watched the first. I watched a bit of the first movie, but it was so long ago when it first came out. I watched it when it first came out. So long ago. I don't remember half of what happened.
That's like nothing. She hasn't read any other books. She's not even like a big fan like that.
Nope. So. And I'm enjoying this guy. I'm sitting here, I'm pinging them about like, does this happen in the books or does this happen in the movie? Because I don't know, right? But it's really it's inspiring me to watch the movies. I got a interest in it now. I was like, I kind of want to know what happens, because this game is a prequel, to what happens in the movies. And so it's kind of interesting, because my husband would mention, that that's the family from that's such and such family, or Black is Potter's family, and I'm like, that's neat, stuff like that.
Like I was telling her stuff I was like, the headmaster is Harry Potter's godfather's great grandfather.
I was like, looking at these names, I was like, let me pull up this chart real quick.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and so, I am so, I'm so invested. I got my how do you say it? I got my jersey on, I got my hat on, I got my one. You know what I'm saying? I know the house I'm in, you know, Gryffindor all day, you know what I'm saying?
Slytherin,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like I am so invested. And I even got my little mobile app trying to get the the loot. I'm over here watching Twitch streams trying to get more loot in the game. But what I found with it so far, it's been fun. I just sometimes even just, you know, love running around Hogwarts, unlocking the secrets of the castle, basically.
The best part is once you get so now I got my broom.
Yes.
And I'm able to unlock doors with Alohomora. So now I can really just.
Did you get your room yet? Did you get your room yet?
Yeah, room of requirement.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. And see, the thing is, CHAREECE, you hadn't seen this yet, girl. You in for some treats.
She knows about that room already.
Oh yeah. But I swear,
it's good. They did a good job with that.
First show the castle, and you first pop over the water. That whole it's like you're 12 again, and you're just not reading the books, and you see the castle for the first time. Like, oh my God, where's my letter at? I'm ready to go. We're like, pack my bags, Mom. I'm going to Hogwarts.
They did a good job with just from what the little that I do know, just from talking to these ladies, like translating the books to you know the descriptions from the books into the game, and even throwing their own little things in there. But man, my only thing that kind of irks me a little bit has been the inventory and how I can't hoard items.
You can't hoard, but you need money, so you need to be selling this stuff.
Oh yeah, I found that
you can move back and forth pretty easily. So like if you haven't started a full mission, you can literally just hop back to Hogsmeade, sell your shit, hop back. You know, and there's not too much issue. The character doesn't have to sleep, so you can really be just going.
Oh man, but the castle at night though. The castle at night has different secrets.
Right, the castle at night has different stuff, just like in the books. Outside, there's harder enemies, all that stuff. And I will say, just to touch on it, I've noticed that most of the people that are hating on this game have yet to talk about the House Elves. And anybody who knows about the House Elves know that these is the slaves of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't like that. I don't
so
like
y'all not talking about it. Y'all talking about all the other stuff, but you're not talking about that. So it's like, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about all the issues, because that is an issue, and they even have them talking in a UK country accent.
So, okay, I'm early into the game. Are they prominent in this story?
Yeah.
Oh, they in there.
Remember when I put in the chat and I was like, I really wish they would have just not touched that.
Because they're not in the movies as much as they are in the game. Excuse me, in the books.
In the book. Yeah. Right. No, this is like the book. They actually like talk about it and everything.
I didn't know that until Boogie pointed it out. Like, yo, these are the slaves, okay?
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Because I wish if they had done it in the movies, they would have put like, you know, Hermione trying to free them.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Oops.
Right?
It's like
So it's like, you know, I would rather not have had the slaves in the game.
Like, because we know this place is magical. You don't really need to see the people who's actually doing it. Like, it's just a spell.
And they do explain, which they explain in the book, like, it's magic, but the properties of magic don't allow you to create food. We can replicate food, but someone has to initially cook it. So you like go see their area and all that stuff. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, it's detailed. They yeah. It's detailed. Yeah. But that aside, I am enjoying the game. And for someone who's not familiar,
like you have to constantly deal with them.
Oh yeah.
But
no, it's just like I feel like because people who come in this straight from the movies have no idea what this is about.
Yeah.
They are literally no idea that the issue or the drama, or
because they definitely don't touch on
why
it in
this
the movies
is
like they
slightly
do in the
messed
books.
up.
Yeah.
Well, you can kind of understand why, right? Like they didn't want to touch it in the movies, you know.
Right.
Just a tad. Like you get Dobby, but like again.
Right.
we ain't gonna talk about him, even though it's a 20-year-old movie. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not thinking on that one.
Yeah. So right now, I just y'all know me. I love my percentages. I love my letter grades. I love my numbers. So if I had to give this game a good score, I'll probably give it like an 87 right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. B plus.
Yeah.
Solid B. Well, I no wait.
It's
I
good.
take
Oh my
that
gosh,
back.
it's
I take
good.
that back. Because are we giving it a B just because of the diversity in the game, or like actual the
Ooh.
game?
Well,
Because
more.
It's
Go
a
ahead.
because okay, I'm playing on PC with my Xbox controller because
Yeah, same. I'm doing the same.
But like when I was walking to Hogsmeade the first time with my girl Natty, I had people that was just like randomly popping in, which I couldn't really see if it was magic because technically you're not supposed to be able to appropriate onto Hogwarts ground. You can like out in Hogsmeade, but we were still on ground. So anyway, so they were just like randomly popping in.
I think it could be your settings.
Yeah, it could be.
And I
That's what I
will
was-
say too that this, like, I am still. If y'all haven't noticed, this game has not come out on last gen yet. It's
Correct.
supposed to come out in April for PS4 and Xbox
Oh,
One.
I didn't know that.
And then it's supposed to come out in June for the Switch.
Yeah.
July actually. July for the Switch
Wow.
7. So, and I really don't know how this shit is gonna run.
Right. Because
Because
there's so much going on in that
Even
game.
for my PC, Ryzen 7, 3800, 3080 Ti, 32 gigabytes of space, SSD drive, is still cannot do ultra ray tracing and all that at the
all
same
that's
time.
all my stuff is turned off for that. I know
So
that.
I have high and I have medium ray tracing settings. No, high and high ray tracing settings. And for the most part, I don't notice. When I first started the game, I was getting stuttering, so I turned it off ultra. So you may just need to adjust your settings. But this game, because of all the shit that's happening, is really taxing on your machine.
That's if you plan on
Like-
PC. I'm planning on Series X, and it's awesome. No problems.
No problems. All right.
It's
That's good to
great.
hear.
Yeah. So I don't know. So
That means it was optimized properly. You know what I mean?
That's the beautiful part about having a fixed system sometimes, because developers can program to that. And
Right.
you don't have to worry about what kind of graphics card they got. Let me. It's
What?
30. If it's a 30 or 60, what we gonna do?
What I was going to say is I feel like we have a lot of people who have gravitated toward PC gameplay for whatever reason, but they
mods
don't
in the
know
future
what
stuff.
entails PC gameplay. Like, you do not get to just put your disc in and play. You need to make sure that you adjust your settings.
For that,
You make sure that all your drivers are updated before you start a new game and stuff like that. And try to look for the best settings for your rig.
What frame rate have you been averaging for your?
I'm at 60.
60. Okay.
I'm at 60. I might see because I'm not a specialist boogie. I got a 3060 and all my stuff is set at medium, and then I bump it up or take it down. To
Based
I
on-
think
yeah.
Right.
But again, so I was playing with it. I was gonna play with it today just to see, but like those people popping in, because it happened like it was 3 people. It was like, and so I was like, but we were outside, and of course, like you said, there are a lot of things going on in the background.
Yep.
There's pages flying,
Right. A lot
like
of movement happening.
lot of
Oh
movement.
man, it's gorgeous.
Like this is a magical place, and so all that stuff running in the background. So I'm sure it's not just everything. It's using a lot of extra power.
Yeah. Yeah. So like if you have like a medium rig, you probably got to make them settings a little lower because it's just too much going on.
Yeah, and I could tell y'all as far as this game, I did not expect this game to be like, because I didn't do as much research on it as y'all did. I didn't expect this to be like a true RPG. This thing is a thorough, true and true RPG. Like it can stand up there with previous, some of the, for me at least, like the Elder Scrolls titles and stuff, with just the amount of depth that they have in the game. The dungeons and how big the world is, and you can jump between cities.
Just wait till you start doing some dungeons.
I finally got a mount, so it's like that
For your broom, right?
Yeah.
For
broom.
Because you
So-
will get a creature too.
Yeah, I saw that on the marking on the UI, so I know that.
Yo, I pet every cat I come across.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me too.
It's a must, right? You see the cat, you gotta pet it. That's easy.
Right.
You know?
Yep. I skip all the rocks too.
Yep.
There'll be little sections for you to skip rocks. I skip all the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And
y'all do the little mirror puzzles too. Y'all do the mirror puzzles.
I'm figuring them out. I
figured. Yeah. So let us know, Sharice, because there's like different things. I mean, and there's tons of puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many puzzles.
Oh, I'm snatching pages out the air.
Puzzle.
I am collecting little stuff out on the ground.
Yeah.
So there's these like doorways that have little rolls, and that's a puzzle. Then once you get a little more, you don't just unlock the lock. You also then have to unlock the lock inside as a puzzle. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, we grew up with all the puzzle things. So I love all the puzzles.
Yeah, it's neat. Like, and so a lot of that stuff, because I'm not familiar, like, it's very shocking to me. I'm like, man, they really thought this through. Like, you know, even with the dialogue of some of the characters, you know, how some of the houses have like certain issues with other houses, and
right. And you gotta listen to that stuff too, because you'll go by teachers and you'll hear them talking about like the point system and all that stuff. And then one of the cool features that I told you guys about today that I thought was really neat is that you remember the mobile game, that they put all the spells, all the, you know, wand movements you have to do are the same wand movements from the mobile game.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. That's neat. I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah,
so hopefully I get to put some more hours in it today. Maybe a couple, 2 to 3 hours maybe. But yeah, fun game. I definitely recommend it. Like I said, I give it a B+. And yeah, I hit level 20 last night. And now, you know, I've just been doing a lot of side stuff. I haven't really got that deep into the main story. Just because I'm like, I love games like where you got to collect things and get, you know, like discover, you know, explore. I love games like that. And so I've been kind of stuck with just, let me find all these pages and let me try to find all the different rooms you can go into. And I feel like every door you can go into every door. I've never, like, some games, you know.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of locked doors though now,
but
too.
With that no loading thing, and you just walk through the door, it feels so satisfying. It's like, because you're so used to in the past playing games where you go to a door, you click it in a loading screen, then you go into the room. Right. And it's like, it's just seamless. You just walk up to the door and you push it open, you keep going. It's so, they did a good job of capturing that. And, you know, like you said, now that you have the unlock ability, I don't have that yet. But the fact that I still know that once I get that ability, I can go I can go in that room. I can go in that door. Every door I see, I'm always like, man, I can actually go in here. Like, I don't feel like, it's a door I can't go in.
There's so many little things. And when you do your first like trial, and I'll just leave it at that, when you do your first trial, you're gonna see that it's a lot more to fighting than just a couple of little things or just, you know, the basic cast. You really have to coordinate your spells. Yeah, you really have to coordinate your spells together. I mean, because there's going to be a point where you're going to essentially be going through a dungeon and you have to do puzzles, you have to do fighting, mixture of everything just to get through.
I think I've only done I've done a spider cave or whatever. Went through that, and that was cool. But it was a little side thing. It wasn't a part of the main story. So I'm pretty sure I get there. But go ahead, Sharice.
That's one thing I don't like. So I finally got 4 spells, and so actually I got like 5. The last one where you like vanish a little bit. I don't like how you have to switch out your spells. I wish there was just a trigger that you could push and it can go
for
to
a treat.
Yeah, because there's gonna be more. There's gonna be more. So on your D-pad, you're gonna be able to hold the right trigger and go to right, down, and left to be able to open another block of 4.
Okay, well I must have got to that part yet.
You haven't upgraded.
And I will say that you're not at the point where you want to just start exploring. Delilah is. She can come back to story. But for you, I would suggest getting to where you have your broom at least before you start just exploring.
We are literally in our second day.
So that's what I'm saying. Do your main missions.
She only on day 2.
Yeah.
We are on day 2.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Because you was playing Dead Space. So we all started on, what day did we start? I think I started on Tuesday. And so, like, yeah, you're a few days
I'm
behind.
a week ahead of y'all. Just a week ahead behind y'all. But I'm gonna catch up, hopefully, maybe. Because
if anybody's in the chat that's also playing this game, please share your thoughts on what you think. I'm always curious to know how other people feel about things that I'm playing, and whether they are they enjoying the game, so on and so forth. But even when this game, before it got officially released, like the reviews came out, it got glowing reviews, like 9s and 10s and things like that. So I'm expecting that, later on in the game, for it to continuously be, for that quality to stay. I'm expecting good things, and as far as the quality going forward. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, and so yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts on it. So we'll go ahead and just start rolling into our tidbits. And if you got any questions, feel free to put your question in the chat. Please type all caps question, and then after that type your question so we can easily find it, and we'll try to answer that. So anybody got any tidbits? I have one.
Okay.
But
go ahead, you go with your one.
You know what? Okay, my tidbit. Okay, so my tidbit is, y'all know one of my favorite games, which I thought should have won Game of the Year, was Psychonauts 2. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have a documentary out, and I want you all to check that out. And that's my tidbit. So it's like 30 parts. It's a pretty long documentary.
Yeah, I saw online today that they were talking
about how that game came to fruition, and the development of that game and that process. So definitely check that out. That's my tidbit. That's like really the only one that I got this week. And also, speaking of tidbit, there's actually a device called Tidbyte. I think it's called Tidbyte. That I recently purchased that I liked. So if you want to check it out too. I just leave it there. So every time I see the name, I think of the device. I'm like looking dead at it. But anyway, yeah. That's it.
My tidbit will be y'all keep watching this Activision Blizzard deal. It's about to start heating up. It's gonna get wild.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I would say pay attention to Jez, right? Because he's been pretty accurate. There's a few folks out here who are reporting. I can't remember his name right now. But what we've seen Sony do, I don't think we've ever seen a company do in a deal like this. And you're going to start seeing more people speak up. I think it was a woman from Activision that said, we're done. We're done not talking. So it's going to be some.
It's about, you thought it was some problems. Now it's about to be some juice. Next week.
Wait. Okay.
Right.
Tinfoil hat time, people.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Okay.
Tinfoil hat. I truly believe that Microsoft thought that Sony was gonna play fair in this whole deal.
Yeah.
And so now that it has come to
all the shit
yes, that Microsoft is like, you know what? Fuck them kids. It's on and popping now.
Yeah.
Like the ladies just said, it's the next couple of weeks is gonna be beautiful to the point where, cause like now we finna get some financial records out. We finna start. They want some detail, like how is this really gonna affect you when you just released your quarterly report
and you're the dominant person.
Yeah,
in
you're
the
like
industry,
number one in the industry, but yet you over here crying po folks to these other people over here. It's like.
Yeah, you can't throw stones that hide your hands, basically.
But baby.
Yeah, you in a glass house. Don't throw stones in the glass house, right?
So it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out because if it falls through, first of all, you just pissed off Activision. Yep. How many deals do you have with Activision that you have now just squandered?
Because Activision wants this deal.
Yes.
It's not like this is some hostile takeover, okay? Activision wants this deal. The employees at Activision want this deal.
Yeah.
They need this deal.
Right. They need this deal. So for Sony to constantly come and really demean them in a way that they only are able to produce Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they were pissed about that. And then now to essentially be lobbying to sabotage the deal, I think you're going to, people are getting pissed because they need this deal to go through. This is not a console war thing. These people,
this is money.
livelihoods
this is money
are
too.
tied up in this deal going through.
Yeah. Because I know you all seen there's a legal doc going around talking about the fees that has to be paid out. This is like billions of dollars if the deal doesn't go through. Because there's penalties and all of this if the deal falters. So, and that's on both sides. So somebody's gonna spend money if this deal doesn't go through, whether it's Activision or Microsoft. It's gonna be some finger pointing of if this falls out, this doesn't work. Somebody's got to pay something.
Right.
And I feel like Sony should play. I feel like Microsoft and Activision should take Sony to court and
they might.
Pay.
They very well
Honestly, you have literally lied in court. You have perjured yourself. You have done everything on God's green earth to bring this deal down with all the evidence.
But see, now it's shining a spotlight on them, right? It's shining a spotlight on Sony because they, have raised these concerns, and it seems like regulators are complying or listening very closely to that concern. Them being the market leader, it does seems odd, but these next few weeks are going to be very interesting because one important date, very, very important date I want everybody to remember is April 18th. Because April 18th is when those fees come into play. And you're talking about billions of that's awesome. But that's when that's when, as people would say, the ish hits the fan.
Right. I think it's 2.5
3 billion.
Yeah.
It's 2.5 billion on Activision side and 3 billion on Microsoft side. So that's April 18th is a very important. If this deal doesn't close before then, it's going to be some heads rolling. So that's not a little bit, like, that's a ton of money, in the grand scheme. It's still a lot of money. I'm sorry. Who wants to pay a $3 billion fee? Nobody, right?
So, right, and you don't get nothing.
And you don't get what you want.
Right, exactly.
I be mad when I have to pay shipping. So I know they'd be pissed.
Yeah. Man, Ticketmaster fees. I mean, y'all know y'all saw that trending list past week with the whole Beyonce concert tickets. Like, wow, $500 fee. Not even for the ticket. That's the fee. $500.
Right.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah. Is that what they said?
Yeah, somebody had paid a $500 fee, service fee, to Ticketmaster just to buy that ticket.
The ticket fees on Ticketmaster are a trip.
This ridiculous.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I ain't going to no more concerts.
Yeah. So that's it, y'all. We got any questions? We got some questions.
We got one.
Any more tidbits? I'm sorry. Any more tidbits? No,
ma'am.
No. Okay. Awesome.
All right. Other Zinc question for GaaS games, and you ladies mentions Division 2 being played for 2 months, and Sony having 12 GaaS games coming in the way. Has Sony ever had an exclusive lasting 2 months? No. It's usually 6 months to a year, if not much longer. So if these games come out, they're basically Sony exclusive.
It's tough. It's tough. Because now with the industry's kind of signaling that people are like kind of just being in the sour on these GaaS games, and for you to shift your model towards that model, thinking that this is how our bread's gonna be buttered in the future. That's tough, because you could easily see them kind of still sticking to what they know as far as the single player games, but this is what the market has been saying for the past few years, and it's just now recently shifting. And granted, you still got your Fortnite, you still got your what's the other games? What's the one with the soccer cars game? The Rocket League. And you still
Rocket League, yeah.
You still got these games that people playing, gravitate toward. And we talked about this a little bit last week, that there's really like 5 or 6 games that have been able to sustain, and the rest have came and went. You had at one point you had your 4v1 games, Then you had your what happened to Back for Blood? Like we were literally just talking about that last year.
We don't have the time.
Right.
Like, we ain't got the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how Sony thinks that they're gonna pull off. I don't even know how they're gonna
12. Like
work on 5. Like, give me 1. I don't see how they could. I don't see it.
I don't know. Out of that 12 days, probably expecting maybe half of those to be great or good. But again, it's about time, though, right? Like,
do you think they're actually gonna put? Maybe when they mean like the 12, they like just 12 on the drawing board.
I mean, that's possible because it's not like it's official. You know, we don't know the names of these games. We don't know the release dates of these titles. Anything with game development, things always change. So it could be a situation where they're saying that now, but that's not what we're gonna see in the future, because they probably be like, we're gonna have these in development. This is what we're gonna work on, and we're gonna pick the best out of these 12, and the market only really maybe see half that. So you just don't know, right? It's one of those things that the way the market works when it comes to game development, things can stop and start all the time because it's usually behind a code name, a project, or whatever. They're just testing out a concept. You just don't know. So, I mean, that's why every time I would see this 12 GaaS games, like, I will feel like that may be a little bit inflated. I mean, unless I'm just being a little bit hopeful, because I don't see a means to an end here. It's like, what, you're going to have a Magic GaaS game? You're going to have a racing GaaS game? They've already tried that with the racing. What happened to, what's that game? Riders Republic. What happened to that game? Like, it's, we already got the Sea of Thieves game. So you already got you're in the water game. And then, they talked about Skull and Bones, and so what happened to that? So it's like you can touch every single world, or, I don't know. You can have your dystopian world. Like, you can touch on every one of those. I feel like all of them have been tried and done before in some form or fashion. So, I mean, it remains to be seen. But right now, I'm not that optimistic, just to give y'all, I'm just not that optimistic about the future of what these 12 quote unquote GaaS games will be or be about. So that's just my take.
Yeah. Stitch question: who's playing Atomic Heart?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how, because it's supposed to be like it's kind of a, what's the name of that game?
I think I'm gonna play it because it looks like
first person shooter. Yeah. But it reminds me of I'm blanking on it, but BioShock. It reminds me of like, like you said, BioShock and Wolfenstein like had a baby. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. I think I already preloaded it because I think on Xbox you're able to preload it already.
Yeah. And they already talked about the gameplay hours of that game. I saw it earlier this week. This is going to be 15 to 20 hours for the main story, and then 30 to 40 hours for the completionist. So that's a pretty good length for that type of game.
I don't know though, because Harry Potter. I mean, Hogwarts.
I ain't thinking nothing past Harry Potter right now.
Like 100+ hours.
Because I want it all.
3 right now.
I want it all.
Right.
Like all them field guide pages.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
I was late. Same. I was late this morning because I was like, I gotta get to a save. I gotta get to an area where I can save.
Do y'all manually save? Or do y'all just?
I do.
Yeah, I do both.
Same.
And I was thinking I need to do 2 manual saves just in case one gets corrupted, because I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh yeah, because y'all playing on PC. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yo, Skyrim has taught me. 2 saves, boo. 2 saves
just in case.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Man.
I don't trust it no more.
Right?
Yeah. The more and more I hear y'all talk about PC, I'm kind of glad I got it on series. To be real.
You need to do 2 saves too.
That's true. I still do 2 saves. Don't get it twisted. That don't mean I don't save.
Right.
I still have. I think I have 2, maybe 3, but.
And you gonna be real hot when the mods start.
Oh, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be.
You gonna be real
pissed.
hot,
I'm hoping they have, because you know how Skyrim has a mod library for console. I'm hoping that they come out with a mod library for console. And even still, you won't get everything, but yeah.
Yo,
and you literally only. And I'm gonna laugh at you because you only went to console so that you could load it up sooner.
Well, no, that's not true.
I remember that conversation.
Because I was able to download it. A few hours after I mentioned that, I was able to download it on PC through Steam. So that's not completely true. The reason I got it on console is because I wanted to play it on my TV. I got a 65-inch OLED. It's gorgeous. I'm on the couch instead of being at my
And why couldn't you just what's the name it there?
What do you mean? Move my computer over to?
No, aren't you able to cast to the TV?
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same when you cast, over Wi-Fi versus playing it natively on the machine. It's not the same. Frame rates. It's just not. It's gorgeous. Look. That couch experience on a big TV, big box TV, nothing like it. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll take mods over couch experience.
Got you. Enjoy your mods.
I got this nice curved monitor
Also, too, let me just say this. Y'all more invested in that world than I am, right? So y'all, eat the mods up. I don't care about Harry Potter or whatever. You add them to the game. They're going to.
Okay.
But then after
my thing isn't going to be able to play as Harry Potter. My thing is going to be able to, change other appearances, like being able to ride a broom that looks totally different, things like that. That's what I'm.
They gonna put all kind of crap in that game.
I want a pet snake.
See, stop it. You
good. You see her Patronus is a snake. I said, see.
See,
can't trust you.
That's too.
Can't trust you.
Yeah, like I'm the evil one here. Again, not all Slytherins are evil.
Right. You see our two faces?
Just calling it how we see it.
Again, let's go with the saying: all evil wizards are Slytherin, but not all Slytherins are evil.
See how that works out? Man. I don't know. Anyway,
right. I don't like this logic. You trying to.
Either. Y'all, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Let's go ahead and get to these outros.
Before we play Harry Potter.
Before we can play some Harry Potter.
Some Hogwarts Legacy. Excuse me, Hogwarts Legacy. To get started tomorrow.
I know, right?
Yeah, y'all. It's a complete RPG. Just if you're on the fence and you're not even familiar with Harry Potter or that world, it's still a great magical game. Like, it's dope. Y'all. I'm super impressed. I'm so glad it's because sometimes we had these games come out, the hype and all that stuff, and they come out and they're not good. I'm so glad this isn't that story. I'm so glad that you could tell they put a lot of care and effort into flushing all the details out. Because every time I'm playing it, I see something different and new and fresh, and like you just walking through the castle and the dialogue options are ridiculous. So it's like, what they talking about over here? You can just sit there and listen to them, and they cracking jokes on each other or. Talking about this house, so it's like, wow.
Oh, Sharice, you want to tell me about the painting you found?
So on my morning TikToking, they came across this article that said that the developers have put She Who Will Not Be Named into the game as a witch who is burning at the stake. So I was like, bet I'm gonna find this painting in the game. So I find it. It's below the charms classroom, somewhere in that ring of the castle. So if anybody who has watched the movies or read the books, all the paintings in the castle.
There are some paintings that don't move in the game, though.
For real, I haven't found them. So I'm looking for
there's a ton of them. There's a ton of them that don't move.
Yeah. I think it'd just be too much if all of them were moving. I mean,
some of them don't move a lot. Some they just twig a little bit, like.
Right.
Like I still don't know how they're pulling that off. Like,
and then some just move. But so in the books, like the people in the paint would go visit other paintings, like they would just move all the time. So this painting, she is not moving. She is not moving at all, but she is on fire. Girl is burning up. So people are starting to think that this is She Who Will Not Be Named in the game. This is the developers' way to, get their feet
internal protest, basically.
Right.
Internal protest.
I think so.
Honestly, it kind of looks like her. It got the red hair. The facial features kind of. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just
I
saying.
wouldn't be surprised though, to be real, because come on, we all.
But
know.
okay, for it is a large paint. I can understand the smaller paintings not moving, but the larger
It's
ones
big.
are moving. It
Oh,
is
wow.
floor length. It is from it is floor length.
So you can't
see,
miss it, basically. What you
you
saying?
cannot miss it once you see it. It is in a seating area, like right below the charms classroom.
I wonder if they had any interviews and someone's asked them about that painting. Like, you kind of may want to go and do some like research and read some articles.
Right.
See,
But like once you find it, you're sitting there and like staring at it for a minute because why? And plus for it to be a witch on fire in a school of witchcraft.
Right.
Why would you do that? Like,
It's
make
from the
it
dark
make
times.
sense.
From the dark times.
Yeah. 10-4 hat time. That is you who will
all
not be
these
named.
10-4 hats. Or CHAREECE. Let me not say y'all. CHAREECE with the 10-4 hat.
Hey,
Cool.
that's my conspiracy theory for the day, people.
All right. So let's go ahead and get to the outros, y'all. We're kind of well over time. Food o'clock, basically. So I was going to start from the bottom. LBOOGIE, go ahead and just tell people, where can they find you and all that good stuff.
All right. Well, y'all can find me on Twitter until they start charging me for tweets.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
then I'm gonna be gone.
That thing. The whole thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry.
if there's somebody to boycott, that man is it.
They're trying to get 100% Twitter blue, aren't they?
Right? Like he's basically starting to force us into Twitter blue. Anywho's, you can find me on Twitter. I don't know about the stream thing. I just don't know you guys. I don't know what to tell you.
You should just stop mentioning it every week. Nobody.
I know.
The expectation is
because
like
this woman, because she's talking about it.
I'm just saying.
I done
I
gave up
used to
already.
take my
So, like,
lunch around when Boogie is streaming.
For real though?
For real.
But listen though, when I streamed a ton, I did not work. I did not have a job like this.
That's beside
I
the
was
point.
going to school.
That's beside the point. Nobody cares about that part.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody come pay these bills. I'm willing to stream whenever. But yeah, I'll be playing a Harry Potter game. Y'all can connect with me there. Y'all can connect with me on our Discord. That's probably where I'm primarily going to be. I'm trying to get these lovely ladies here to start migrating to Discord more. But yeah, catch us next week. Have y'all have a beautiful, blessed weekend. Super Bowl tomorrow.
yes, it should be fun.
I'm trying to see the halftime show.
Who you picking?
Oh, I don't give a shit.
Rihanna. That's who we picking.
Right. I'm picking Riri. That's my pick.
I'm putting on my 50 just to go sit in the living room.
Right. I'm picking Riri, Jay-Z. She probably gonna bring out Eminem.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I will say, I would pick the Eagles, but at the same time, my cousin is an Eagles fan, so just to kind of be, competitive, I'm probably gonna pick the Chiefs. Just to see. Just to cause some controversy. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm just trying to eat snacks and watch commercials in the halftime show.
Okay, my daughter's already like, Mama, you making wings? Like, why you tell me this?
I think I'm gonna do cheeseburger sliders.
Ooh,
Oh well, it sounds like
good.
somebody needs to put some recipes in the Discord,
That's what
ma'am.
it sound like.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna need to see the
do that.
pictures for sure.
Yeah, oh, you know how she
Live
waited to
with
see
her,
her pizza pictures? Like after
Oh
she done ate
man,
the
no,
pizza?
no. She, if you follow her on Facebook, she put them there too. I've seen them. They look good.
Everybody don't get to follow me on Facebook though. So
Yeah, facts.
sorry.
Don't do that. No, that's my bad.
That's for
But
work
yo,
purposes.
the pizza. Boogie definitely. I in that case, I agree with CHAREECE. Put your the progression pizza
I'll do it.
pic photos.
Or better
on.
yet, just list out the freaking recipe, ma'am.
It's
Right
a
there,
pizza.
list
It's
out.
a pizza. What
I'ma
do you
do
expect
it.
though? Like, what do you expect? It's a pizza. You know what goes on a pizza? Sauce, cheese, pepperoni, meat,
I'm lazy.
vegetables.
I want somebody else to do
Right,
it.
and I got my sauce recipe from the Uni app, because if you buy one of them Uni ovens for outside, which I'm so happy I got that as a housewarming gift. But yeah, if you have an Uni, they have an app that has a ton of recipes. That's where I got my dough recipe. They even have a calculator for you to type in how many dough balls you want to make and all that stuff.
Wow.
So
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. But that's how I did mine. And then of course, because I'm black, we put some extra seasoning in there. So right.
A mug. Yep. All right, Sharice, what can they find you?
Oh, my
What can they
bad.
find you? It's all good.
It's your girl Charisse here. Y'all can find me as Boogie Say streaming early in the morning.
Too early.
Hey, gotta get in when you
I
get
always
in.
catch you after the fact. I can't get up that early, man.
It's
man.
okay. I understand. But yes, y'all. As you can hear, COVID is still going around. Please wash your hands. Use sanitizer. Wear a mask because I'm gonna go get mine as soon as I leave the house. Be nice to people. Just, I don't know, be kind. You don't know what folks going through.
Yeah, that's facts. You just don't know. I
will be around this weekend playing Harry Potter. See my message on Twitter, the app that is falling apart in front of our eyes. But yeah.
It's called Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts Legacy. We got to get the name right. Or
keep calling it Harry Potter. It's Hogwarts Legacy.
Hogwarts, because again, this is not about Harry Potter. This is about Hogwarts. This game is about Hogwarts. We must remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be here all week. See y'all next weekend.
Okay, and for me, you all know y'all can find me right here on GWG on Saturdays typically, and catch me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, DELILAH_HD. And thank you all for rocking with us. We appreciate y'all being here. Feel free to share this podcast with your friends, and we'll